What if I told you there's an invisible force flowing through you right now, a power so potent it can heal your body, awaken your spirit, and even reshape reality itself? And what if I also told you that those who have mastered this power don't want you to understand how to wield it? Across temples veiled by jungle vines, under the marble domes of ancient mystery schools, and within the coded texts of forgotten civilizations, lie fragments of a secret, a hidden knowledge of how to control energy with precision and purpose. Not the energy you plug into your wall. No, subtle energy, life force, chi, prana, orgone, the current that animates all things. This is the realm where science ends and mysticism begins, where the breath becomes a bridge to other dimensions and intention can command the forces of the universe. For centuries, spiritual adepts, monks, shamans, and alchemists have quietly passed down these techniques in whispers, rituals and movements that harness this energy, refine it, and direct it with surgical clarity. But most of this knowledge has remained sealed, guarded, or dismissed as fantasy by the modern mind. Until now. In this video, you will discover powerful energy control techniques rarely spoken of in public, methods for storing, refining, and projecting your energy field. Techniques kept secret not because they don't work, but because they do. We will explore the hidden laws of energy transmission the masters rarely teach, forgotten practices from Taoist breathwork to Egyptian energy coils, the truth behind why some people seem to magnetize success, health, or influence effortlessly, and how you can awaken these dormant capacities buried within your own body. So if you've ever felt there's more to your existence than what your senses show you, if you've ever suspected that your breath, your thoughts, your very heartbeat might be channels for something far greater, then open your mind and prepare to receive what was once reserved only for the initiated. Before energy can be mastered, it must first be remembered. Long before the modern world divided the body from the spirit and replaced rituals with routines, ancient cultures held a profound understanding. That energy was the bridge between the physical and the divine. They didn't just believe in energy, they lived by it. In ancient China, Taoist sages taught that the body was a temple of qi, vital energy that flowed through invisible meridians, much like rivers through a sacred landscape. To disturb the qi was to invite illness or misfortune, but to control it, that was the secret to immortality. The art of qigong, literally meaning energy cultivation, was not merely exercise, it was alchemical practice. Breath, movement, and intention merged to awaken dormant forces within the body, allowing adepts to enhance strength, accelerate healing, and even achieve altered states of consciousness. Meanwhile, in India, the Vedic seers mapped a parallel system, the chakras, spinning vortices of energy aligned with the spine. They spoke of prana, the life force that rides the breath, and offered tools like kundalini yoga to awaken the serpent energy at the base of the spine. This wasn't metaphor, it was physics of the soul. The Egyptians, whose knowledge of the afterlife still perplexes scholars today, embedded energy symbology into their temples. The jade pillar, a symbol of stability, also represents the human spine and the energetic awakening of the soul. Initiates in Egyptian mystery schools were taught how to harness sekum, a spiritual form of energy akin to Reiki, for healing and empowerment. In the Greco-Roman world, mystery cults like the Eleusinians understood energeia not as electricity, but as a divine force that animated life and purpose. Even Jesus, in esoteric Christian traditions, was said to possess a radiant energy field so strong that a woman was healed by merely touching the hem of his garment. What was this force if not a mastered expression of divine energy? These weren't isolated teachings. Across Mayan codices, Sufi poetry, Druidic rites, and Himalayan monasteries, we see the same thread woven through. Energy is everything, and those who learn to sense, refine, and direct it hold the keys to extraordinary power. So why has this wisdom remained hidden? Some say it was to protect the uninitiated from misusing power they could not control. Others believe that organized systems, religious or political, deliberately suppress this knowledge to keep humanity in a state of dependence. But one thing is certain, this knowledge has survived, passed in secret, veiled in symbols, protected by those who understood its potency. And now, in a world hungry for reconnection, spiritually starved and energetically scattered, these truths are returning. You are not just a bag of flesh and bone. You are a vessel of divine current, a walking antenna tuned to cosmic frequencies. And through the right techniques, you can remember what the ancient masters always knew. That energy is not something you consume, it is something you command. Energy flows where awareness goes, but mastery begins when awareness is trained. At the heart of every esoteric tradition lies one truth. Your body is not solid, it is energetic. What you perceive as flesh is a lattice of vibrating atoms, and what you call thoughts are electrical currents pulsing through the field of your being. To understand energy control, we must first demystify what energy is, not in scientific terms, but in experiential terms. Imagine for a moment that your body is a temple with 7 chambers. In each chamber, a lamp burns, a flame representing one aspect of your life force. But most people go through life with these lamps flickering dimly, unaware they can be ignited into full brilliance. This is not about belief, this is about perception and practice. Let us begin with the 3 pillars of energy mastery, hidden in plain sight across every ancient teaching. 1. Breath is the gateway. Breath is the only bodily function that is both autonomic and conscious. You breathe without thinking, yet you can also choose to breathe deeply or slowly. This makes breath the perfect bridge between body and spirit. Ancient yogis knew this and developed pranayama or breath control to regulate prana. In Chinese qigong, breath synchronizes with movement to circulate qi. Even in Kabbalistic mysticism, the breath was said to carry the divine name itself. Why? Because breath is life force in motion. Try this. Close your eyes. Inhale slowly for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Hold again. This is called box breathing, and it's one of the simplest ways to bring your awareness into the present and begin training your energy. As you refine it, you can begin to feel subtle shifts, tingling in the hands, warmth in the belly, clarity in the mind. This is the opening of the inner gates. 2. Attention is the sculptor. Wherever you place your attention, energy follows. This is not metaphor, it's energetic law. If you think about your hands intensely, you'll feel warmth or sensation gather there. That's qi being directed by your mind. Now imagine applying that principle to your entire body, to your thoughts, or even to the space around you. In Tibetan Buddhism, adepts train for years to develop rigpa, or pure awareness. In Taoism, the Dan Tian, your energy center in the abdomen, is charged simply by placing attention there during breathing. The key lies in sustained focus. Scattered attention leaks energy, but focused attention creates pressure, and pressure creates power. This is why masters speak less, move deliberately, and seem to radiate calm. They are gathering energy instead of spilling it. 3. Emotion is the fuel. Thoughts are electric, but emotions are magnetic. Together, they form the field of manifestation. Your emotional state directly affects the quality of your energy. When you're angry, anxious, or afraid, your energy becomes chaotic, sharp, erratic, and unstable. But when you're calm, loving, or grateful, your field becomes coherent and radiant. Ancient mystery schools taught students to transmute emotion through ritual, chant, and movement. These weren't superstitions, they were technologies of energy refinement. In modern terms, this is emotional alchemy. For example, take fear, raw, primal, often debilitating. But fear is also energy. If channeled and transformed, it becomes clarity, intensity, even intuition. Try this. Next time you feel a strong emotion, instead of reacting, breathe into it. Let it exist without judgment. Observe its movement in your body. This alone begins the process of mastery. These three pillars, breath, attention, emotion, are not secrets because they are hidden. They are secrets because most have forgotten how to use them. The truth is, you don't need ancient scrolls or sacred initiations to begin controlling your energy. You only need your body, your breath, and your will. But we are only halfway through the doorway. In the next part, we'll uncover the deeper techniques, the ones whispered in temples and guarded by initiates, the true methods of energy control that can reshape your reality from the inside out. He who masters subtle energies commands the gross world without lifting a finger. In part 1, we revealed that energy is directed by breath, attention, and emotion, three pillars known to sages across civilizations. But what lies beyond those foundations is far more elusive. This is where the knowledge shifts from being common wisdom to guarded initiation, techniques often reserved for inner circles of monks, mystics, and masters. Why? Because power, without preparation, becomes destruction. Let us now unveil the esoteric techniques that have long remained veiled under metaphor, symbol, and silence. The inner circuit. The microcosmic orbit. Imagine your body as a divine circuit board, channels and meridians laced through your spine, belly, and crown. In Taoist inner alchemy, this network is known as the microcosmic orbit, a loop of energy that circulates up the spine, the governor vessel, and down the front of the body, the conception vessel. By using your breath and focus, you can move qi, life force, through this loop like a stream of light, washing your nervous system, cleansing emotional blocks, and activating dormant centers. Here's a simplified version. Sit upright. Tongue gently touching the roof of the mouth. This connects the circuit. Inhale and imagine energy rising from your perineum, base, up the spine to the top of your head. Exhale and imagine it flowing down the front, from the forehead to the lower abdomen. This is not mere imagination. It is training your consciousness to conduct energy. As this flow strengthens, your whole energetic structure transforms. You begin to glow from the inside. Monks would spend years perfecting this, but with modern focus, it's accessible in weeks if practiced daily. 5. The silent tone. The soundless mantra. Words create worlds, but beneath sound lies vibration, and vibration is energy in its purest form. Ancient mystery schools in Egypt, India, and Tibet all used mantras to control vibration internally. These weren't merely chants for peace. They were vibrational keys, each tone unlocking specific centers or realms within the self. But here lies a secret rarely spoken aloud. The most powerful mantra is not spoken at all. It is repeated silently in the center of your being, what mystics call the cave of the heart. Find a word or sound that resonates deeply, something sacred to you, e.g., aham, or even a personal syllable. Now sit still, breathe slowly, and repeat the sound internally with each breath. With practice, this silent vibration becomes like a tuning fork, harmonizing the chaos within. It clears mental fog, dissolves fear, and sharpens intuitive perception. The power lies not in the sound itself, but in the focus and repetition. It forges an energetic pathway into your subconscious mind, rewiring your field from the inside. 6. The still flame, the power of non-movement. Perhaps the most advanced and paradoxical technique of all is non-doing. Masters often say, stillness is the highest form of motion. In this stillness, one does not project energy, but becomes a vessel through which the universal current flows. The ego loosens, the boundaries dissolve, the self becomes the source. This is not passive, it is active surrender. In Dzogchen, Tibetan, this is the great perfection, resting in pure awareness. In Zen, it is zazen, just sitting, doing nothing, and watching the mind dissolve like mist in morning sun. From this profound stillness arises the void field, an energetic vacuum that draws in universal force. Not by force, but by resonance. Try it. Sit in a quiet place. Drop all techniques, no breath control, no mantra, just awareness. Watch everything, resist nothing. You will begin to feel it. A subtle radiance, an expansion of perception, a quiet current underneath thought. This is the master's secret. True energy control requires less effort and more presence. Through these deeper techniques, inner circuitry, soundless mantra, sacred stillness, you begin to walk the path once reserved for high initiates. You're no longer merely managing your energy. You are now shaping reality with it. As you train, others will feel it without knowing why. You'll enter a room, and the air will change. Not from arrogance, but from alignment. But this journey is not without its tests. In the next section, we'll bring these concepts into the realm of practice. Real, daily techniques you can use to transform your energy, elevate your presence, and awaken the mystic within. Power is not something you summon, it is something you align with. What use are ancient scrolls and whispered truths if they remain locked behind symbols? The real transformation happens not in temples or tomes, but in the rhythm of your breath, the silence between thoughts, the space you hold within. Let us now make the invisible actionable. Below are daily energy control techniques, drawn from centuries of esoteric practice, but distilled for the modern mystic. Practice with sincerity, not to gain control over others, but to reclaim mastery of your own field. 1. The Daily Orbit, 7-minute circuit ritual. Each morning, before touching your phone, sit upright and begin your microcosmic orbit. Posture. Spine straight, hands resting on your knees, tongue touching the roof of the mouth. Breathing. Inhale slowly and visualize energy rising from the base of your spine to the top of your head. Exhale. See the energy flow down the front of your body to the belly. Repeat for 7 full minutes. This awakens your energy body and sets the current of the day. Over time, you'll notice you're less drained by others, more attuned to subtle shifts, and centered amid chaos. Optional enhancement. As you inhale, mentally repeat a silent mantra like light in. As you exhale, whisper internally, peace out. 2. The energy audit, sensory awareness. Reset 3 times a day. Set alarms on your phone for 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. When they ring, pause for just 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Scan your body. Where is tension hiding? Where is your mind clinging? Breathe deeply and command your energy back to the center of your chest. Visualize all scattered fragments returning. This mini ritual trains you to reclaim your scattered presence. Over time, it reprograms your field to respond rather than react, to act with intention, not impulse. 3. The Night Seal, subconscious energy programming. Your sleep is a portal. What you carry into sleep becomes the vibration you marinate in for hours. The masters use this window to encode wisdom into the subconscious. Here's how. Before bed, sit or lie down and breathe deeply. Silently repeat your chosen mantra or affirmation like, I am aligned with the source. Visualize yourself glowing with subtle light. Your body becoming weightless, your energy flowing in perfect symmetry. This isn't just relaxing, it's programming your energy field with harmony. Over weeks, your dreams may become clearer. You'll awaken feeling restored, even with less sleep. Common pitfalls and solutions. Obstacle number 1, I don't feel anything. Solution. Stick with the breath and visualization. Subtle energy takes time to perceive, like tuning into a faint signal. Give it weeks, not minutes. Obstacle number 2, my mind won't be quiet. Solution, use the silent mantra as a focus anchor.
Thoughts will still come, but don't fight them. Just return gently to the breath and the mantra. Obstacle number 3. I feel drained around certain people. Solution: before entering any social setting, seal your field. Visualize a thin layer of gold light around you, like a second skin. It's not armor, it's resonance protection. Daily integration. Summary: morning, microcosmic orbit, 7 minutes. Daytime, energy audits, 3 times. Evening, night seal meditation, 5 to 10 minutes. Even 20 minutes a day can recalibrate your field. Over time, you'll begin to feel lighter, think clearer, and manifest with ease. You'll notice synchronicities increase, people responding to your presence differently. Why? Because your energy speaks before you do. In the final section, we'll bring all of this together and leave you with a message the masters never said aloud, but always lived by. You are not merely a being of flesh and thought. You are a current of energy wrapped in light, moving through time like a silent flame. We began with a mystery. Why do some individuals seem to radiate a quiet power, to bend chaos into order, to move through life untouched by the noise of the world? Now you know. The techniques we've explored aren't tricks or shortcuts. They're echoes of truths known to sages, mystics, monks, and initiates across centuries. They didn't need temples, robes, or sacred mountains. They became sacred spaces themselves by mastering the currents within. You don't have to become someone else. You only need to remember who you've always been beneath the distractions, the fears, and the noise. Energy is not a tool. It's not something you force. It is something you harmonize with, and once you do, you stop being drained by others' emotions. You stop chasing validation. You begin to attract experiences in sync with your deepest intentions. You'll feel it first in subtle ways, a sharper intuition, more vivid dreams, or a sense of peace in moments that used to rattle you. Then, in time, it grows. Your life will shift, not because of luck, but because your inner field is calibrated like a tuning fork, echoing out into the fabric of reality. So I invite you now, don't just watch this video, live it. Commit to one technique, one breath, one seal. Let this be your initiation, not into something new, but into a long-forgotten truth. You are energy, you are rhythm, you are will, and when you master your energy, the universe becomes a co-creator, not a mystery. Now go and vibrate on purpose.